how you look at it, because that is one legitimate way to look at it. But at the same time, as someone had written on social media recently, where you have Prestige Holdings advertising, they're now putting their job applications in Spanish, all right? And apparently people are up in arms, well, what craziness is this? Someone made the statement excellently that Prestige Holdings has been for years, for months, however long, been putting out ads talking about they're hiring. And now that they've decided, their private company has decided that, hey, let's try to make these things available to these Venezuelans. Now, people are saying, well, they're taking our jobs. What jobs? The ones that you weren't applying for before? Because if Prestige Holdings had full complement of staff, they would not have to be constantly putting ads out saying that they're hiring. So if persons now want to come forward and take up these jobs in terms of the Venezuelans, and we're not even sure, they probably will not be frontline staff, all right? But there are jobs that the average Trinbagonian seems not to be interested in. Allow those who are willing to work. You can have these Venezuelans working in the agriculture sector, a sector that we have been grappling with for years now, and it needs much attention being paid to. So it really is how you look at it. What I think this shows us, this crisis, because the crisis, aside from the Venezuelan crisis that's taking place in Venezuela, this is a Trinidad and Tobago crisis that we're experiencing right now, where we have not put policy in place, we have not put practice in place as well to facilitate something like this happening. So it falls on us. This is our fault. This is the government's fault insofar as you are the implementer of legislation and policies. And if you have not produced a policy for asylum seekers, for persons who would come en masse to our country to be dealt with, then who is supposed to do it? Am I supposed to do it? Me? I am not in a position to go and write a policy or to sit in an office and direct staff to go and do. That is why we elect a government. That is why we have technocrats in these ministries. So the direction and the leadership comes from above. But you take into consideration the reality of what is taking place. You liaise with the people, you find out, well, okay, this is how we need to do X, Y, and Z. We knew this was going to happen for some time now.
Yes, definitely.
It's not like if we woke up one morning and then we realize, well, there's an influx of immigrants in this country. We're seeing over the years steadily where immigrants are coming to Trinidad and Tobago from right around the Caribbean, even from Africa. When we look at the detention center, and we know that there are persons from as far as Africa in the detention center. So this is not something that has surprised us, but we don't take the time to put the systems and measures in place to treat with these issues. And that, for me, is our bigger problem. So you secure our borders on one end, which we're not doing effectively, but you secure our borders. And on the other end, you have the policies, the plans, the proposals that in the event that people do get in, how do we treat with it?
Yeah, no, you see, this is an issue that I think most people oversimplify it, right? So let's say, some people want to blame Prestige Holdings, because they think, okay, these Spanish people coming in, they're taking our jobs, right? But as you said correctly, if Prestige Holdings is not getting people to work these jobs, then what jobs they're taking, right? So that's one case. Now, the second argument, I'm not sure if it's for or against it, it's just an argument, is why can't Prestige Holdings get people for these jobs? Is it because they're not paying well enough? Because a lot of jobs, right? If you look at our minimum wage and then look at how much it is to rent somewhere, like you tell me what kind of a life can somebody live on minimum wage in Trinidad right now if they have no support system? Most people I know, they still live at home with their parents, right? They still have to rely on some kind of aid from outside of their salary. I don't know a single household that has a single parent income with two parents that could work. And just based on emolument income. So if there's a business owner, yes, that might be different, right? But somebody that just has an ordinary job, I don't know anybody that's able to support an entire family, a mortgage and a car, just the bare basics off of one job, right? So yes, the Spanish coming in and taking these jobs and stuff, but what's the reason for us not wanting those jobs in the first place? Maybe these businesses are taking advantage of a situation. So you say now that, okay, we saw these jobs as not good enough for us, right? So these jobs did not meet a bare minimum of what would be livable on. So now these businesses, they realize, there's a group of people coming in that are willing to work for a salary that is below what is the minimum to survive on, because they're going to rent an apartment and 20 of them will pack into there, so they just holding the cash. And my question is, I don't know whose fault is it, because on one end the company needs to look after their bottom line, their profit, right? On the other end, workers and citizens of Trinidad, I mean, you're not born to work Sunday to Sunday, 8 to 5 every day, frying chicken in KFC or something. You want to have the freedom and the ability to do other things with your life. So how could you blame somebody for not wanting to take on a job where they have to give up the best hours of the best years of their life to work? Like nobody asking these questions. But
I would still say the blame falls on us, the individual in society, the collective in society, for this reason. You have a problem with a private organization, all right? And the private organization is operating within a particular legislative or policy framework. So it is doing its due diligence.
Yeah, they would not be expected to do anything else different.
Yeah,
given
if the
situation.
country's minimum wage is X, of course I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
If you want me to pay people more, well, raise the minimum wage, I'll have to comply. So we put our focus, energies, and effort into the wrong things. Let's lobby the government to increase the minimum wage or to enact a living wage, all right? To look at different ways. And I'm not even saying that the minimum wage is the problem, but you have the government there to put in place the right regulatory framework or system to ensure things are done where people are not exploited, all right? So that's why I say in one side it falls back on us.